Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today I'm going to discuss two questions that I'm asked really frequently on my channel. I have several new subscribers who are asking me about basic concepts about water culture. So today I'm going to cover what is water culture and what is in water culture. First off, water culture is simply water, nothing added. The water actually takes the place of the bark or the moss media. The important thing to keep in mind is that the water needs to be a good quality water, like filtered water or distilled water that has a pH of 6.0 to 6.5. And knowing that pH of your water is a really important piece of information to know because orchids like water that's pure, that's slightly acidic, and that it is free of contaminants. Okay, so what is water culture? This is the root system of a Phalaenopsis orchid that has been cleaned and is doing really, really well in water culture. It has been in water culture for 2 years. The main difference in the water culture growing method is cleaning the roots to prepare them for water culture. All the bark or moss media has to be cleaned from the roots before you place the roots in water, or the roots will rot. If you have an orchid that you're preparing to grow in water culture and the bark and the moss media just won't come off the roots without damaging the plant, then I highly suggest you place that orchid in similar fresh media. That orchid is not a candidate for water culture. And here's another example of a beautiful, clean root system that is in water culture. The best candidates for water culture are orchids that you've just purchased. The orchids that I had in my collection for, say, 2 or more years did not convert well to water culture and had to be placed back in media. This was a new purchase and it did really, really well. Okay, so let's discuss what full water culture means. Full water culture means placing about the bottom 1/3 of the root system in water most of the time. Full water culture can be a misleading term because my full water culture orchids are in water for about 5 days a week, and they're out of the water 2 days. Monday and Thursday, they get a 24-hour break from their water because those wet, dry cycles help them to grow better, and it keeps the roots healthy and it keeps them from rotting. So let me show you the levels that these two are in. This one is up to about right here. And as you see, the Dendrobium back here is about up to right here. So that is full water culture, and that's about the bottom 1/3 of the root system in water. So let's talk about semi-water culture. Semi-water culture means placing 2/3 of the root system in the water for about 2 days, and then draining the water and allowing the roots to dry for 4 or 5 days. So if you're going to do full water culture, here's my mark. I always like to mark my container so I can see where my water culture level needs to be that keeps that plant happy. So this is my full water culture level mark. This would be a semi-water culture. Do you see how about 2/3 of the root system would be down in the water? Okay, let me show you over here on this container too. Here's my Dendrobium, and this is the full water culture mark. This would be semi-water culture. Do you see about 2/3 of the roots would be in water here? So marking your pots, especially when you're just starting, really helps. And even if you're an advanced water culture grower, it just saves you time because you don't have to continually think about where that mark is in your pot and on your container, so you just mark it. Saves me a little bit of time. I like that. And speaking of containers, I use many different things for containers for water culture. I use glass, I use plastic. This is a CD case that I just repurposed for my Dendrobium. It just really, the roots fit down in there very well. This one's in a solo cup that is down in this pretty vase that I put marbles down in the bottom of. I like that look. And also the one in the back is in a ceramic pot that the orchid came in. So you can repurpose anything, glass, plastic, ceramic, that is color fast. And I have several videos on my channel about fertilizing with full water culture orchids. This is one that I highly recommend you watch if you're going to try the water culture method. I actually show you how I fertilize and water my phal in water culture. And I also use CalMag as a supplement to that. So I explain to you how I fertilize and use the calcium and magnesium supplement with my water culture orchids. Fertilizing and using the CalMag has really benefited my orchids a great deal, so you'll want to check this one out as well. And my best advice to those of you who are wanting to try this method is to use this method on one orchid, preferably a new purchase that has a really good root system. Don't try an orchid that has been established in your collection for a long time, and preferably also use an orchid that you can replace if you need to, because water culture doesn't always work. So it's important to know that water culture is not always successful. When it works, it's wonderful. But when it doesn't, I repot them back into media. So I have a video about where I explain what to do if they're not doing well and signs that water culture is not working for your orchid. And this is the video that I'm referring to, reasons why to convert orchids to media from water culture, just in case you need to know the signs that they are struggling in the water culture. So I hope that answers a lot of questions for you all, and I hope you are highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed. And we'll talk to you all next time.